to racing this that he certainly doesn't have after just hitting the track this morning. I think the fact that the other drivers have all been here for a while, on the same sleep schedule, they understand what they're eating at the buffet in the morning, how to navigate lunch, everything else. Like those are, when you're trying to race for a world championship, none of that stuff is a small factor. So I do think Lutz has a bit of an uphill battle compared to what he may be facing if he was, had been here for the last 5 days.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's knowing from when we got here and did our setup day, kind of in the same sort of schedule, got in at 2, 3 in the morning, got to the hotel.
Oh, it's awful.
Got a little bit of a sleep and then came directly to the setup day. It was bad that day, but it was just as bad almost during that first day of practice where you were just really didn't have a chance to recover fully from that. So yeah, Ryan will definitely be, trying to figure out focus and how he can keep himself going in the right direction throughout the weekend and not kind of hit that wall or hit that crash. He might have a little bit of adrenaline going right now, here at the Worlds. He's got his new car. He's been rushing to get his tires glued intact and everything. But once that kind of all settles in, is he going to be, kind of hit that wall, so to say, and crash a little bit, or is he going to be able to drive through?
Yeah, and I know that, Ryan races overseas a lot, probably more often even than, many of the other top competitors here. But to say that experience would outweigh, having been here for a few days and settled in and, living as normal versus just, trying to make it all happen, I don't think is really a fair judgment.
So we're working down the straightaway here with Wei Ping Hu. So Wei Ping is currently running in that 2 spot. And before I say this, double check. At least the flag tells me Mitchell Steer out in front, the Australian. Whose bright idea was it to say, let's have the same flags, but let's just change our stars from white to red?
Yeah, thanks, New Zealand.
But Mitchell putting a few 27, 26, 26 lap there. Goes 119.8, just 2 seconds off the time by Paul, but he breaks it up with a 31.5. So Mitchell will have to start again.
Chris Mitchell, when we were in Vegas last year, Chris Mitchell referred to New Zealand as NZ, NZ. But when he said NZ, my first thought was non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug.
That's what happens when your fiance is basically a med student.
Right.
Is what we heard last time.
Yeah. Like a med student on a crash course. Corey Kroll, Scory from Live Time, joining our Facebook stream from back home in his own bed in Milwaukee.
Cody King asking why Lutz was in Heat 6 when he seeded 10th in Round 4, because Round 4 didn't count for anything. Those first 4 rounds of practice were just that, untimed practice essentially. So these next 2 controlled practices are what will actually seed drivers. That one did not matter, and there will not be a resort until overnight.
Because we're still talking about practice, man.
Correct. So all those runs for Ryan in that last time, needs to do it again and again, and then tomorrow should be sorted out of that group. Mitchell not putting together the same run he had on lap 2 through 4 just yet, so no real improvement for him as he tries to go around Wei Ping and goes upside down there. And up over the triple, going around the outside of an upside down car. Also on the triple there, so we are talking about practice all day today.
Yeah.
6 rounds of practice, 4 of them open, 2 of them controlled, but we do get a little break. Following this round, we'll get the awesome opening ceremonies for an IFMAR World Championship.
Yeah, something you kind of have to see. It's a lot like the Olympic March when all of the international teams are introduced. Really quite a cool scene for the RC world.
So Mitchell going ahead and breaking that. Luckily, he put in some good times there early.
Go ahead and break that.
Yep.
Just decided to, oh yeah, looks like the left rear camber link busted.
So Cody King asking, did they just add 3 heats? No, well, they didn't just add 3 heats. We were running 12 to 13 cars in those open practice sessions. And now that the timing is counting, we have dropped back more to the IFMAR rule of 9 and 10 cars. And so all those extra 3, 4